Hey everybody, it's Father Casey, the pastor of the Epiphany of our Lord Church, and I welcome you once again to our YouTube channel, The Fourth Magi. You know, as a priest, and especially now as a pastor, one of the most frustrating things that I find is that I will make a plan for the day, especially when there's nothing scheduled, and I'll think to myself, I'm going to get all this desk work done, or I'm going to organize my apartment, or I'm finally going to get to those reports, and I think I'm going to get to some project because there seems to be a big window of time, and I get excited, and then a phone call comes in, someone comes to the door, another phone call comes in, and I have to go to the hospital, or I have to go to someone's house, or I have to go to both, or I have to counsel someone who's in desperate need, somebody needs food, and all of a sudden, that window of time that I thought I had, out the window. And I thought, wow. And I get frustrated, and I kind of get angry, and I get annoyed when people are like, Father, can you help me? And I'm thinking to myself, you know, I had other plans today. I don't say that to them. But in my mind, I'm thinking it. Because I had other plans. And so often, it's kind of a private joke between God and myself. I make plans, and God laughs. That's actually a Jewish saying, but it's true. And I find it happens to me over and over and over again. Well, in this week's gospel, Jesus, as we heard last week, you know, he's been busy healing, preaching, and exorcising a demon. But after he's done in the synagogue, he goes to Peter's house. And they're probably going to have some lunch. It's been a busy morning. Going to go to Peter's house and have some lunch. And lo and behold, they get into Peter's house, and his mother-in-law, who's usually the one serving, she's sick in bed with a fever. Well, they tell Jesus, well, if you want some lunch, well, you better do something about his mother-in-law because we're not getting any food until she's better. No, that's not what happens, but they tell Jesus about the mother-in-law, and Jesus takes her by the hand and heals her. And what does she do when that happens? She gets up and makes some lunch. It says that she got up and served them, so she probably did make them lunch. But so Jesus, even when he tries to break bread with his disciples, he has to do work. And the mother-in-law probably so thrilled that, you know, he was better than Robitussin and Tylenol, that, you know, the fever left her, that she serves him. But then, after that, you know, people are coming to the door. Hey, we heard what happened at the synagogue. Can you heal my friend? They're very sick. And so thousands of people are coming to Peter's house so Jesus can heal them or drive out demons or whatever they need. And for hours and hours, you know, Jesus is performing ministry. And then, well after midnight, in the wee hours of the early morning, Jesus finally, things slow down, of course, and Jesus sneaks off to pray by himself, as he does so often. You know, Jesus can't say, hey, I'm going to go pray a little bit, because if he tells people where he is, what are they going to do? They're going to find him, and they won't be able to pray a single prayer. So he sneaks off to pray by himself, you know, just somewhere nobody could see him, and he's probably there a little while, and the apostles have probably looked around and said, hey, where's Jesus? They went to go look for him. So they find Jesus, and he's got to be frustrated. Like, I can't even pray by myself. I can't even catch a break here. And the apostles say to him, you know, everyone's looking for you. Some sort of Jesus got up and he dusted himself off. He says, no, let's go to the next town and I will preach the gospel there because that's why I came. And that's what happens. And yet, you know, our lives are so busy. I mean, this is the whole point. You know, I had to reflect as a priest that do I have a right to be frustrated with people when my time isn't really my time? It's God's time. And if I'm going to be God's priest, well then my time is to be used for other people. But you see, you and I as Christians, no matter how busy our lives are, we're called to be Christians in all aspects of our life. And yet today people, they compartmentalize their lives. Family life is over here. Work life is over here. Church life is over here. Friends life are over here. And never the two shall meet. But as a Christian, we're called to integrate all those aspects of our lives as a Christian. We're not just supposed to be a Christian in church, singing hymns and praying and going hallelujah. We're supposed to be Christians not only in church, but in our families, in our places of business, with our friends. And that's where it gets kind of dicey for some people. Like, well, I don't really want my religion to mix with my work, to mix with my friends, because there might be problems. But you and I are still called to be Christians, to be followers of Jesus, by what we say and by what we do, how we treat one another, how we love one another. So the challenge this week, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is how are you and I integrating, weaving into our lives, all aspects of our lives, our Christian faith? If Jesus had time only for others, sorry to say, but you and I should only have time for others as well, if that's what's needed, because that's what it means to be a Christian. No one ever said it was going to be easy.